This is News Center at 5.
So as you know, all this week we have been getting together with the Lobster Chef of the Year contestants. Bill Clifford is here this morning from the Portland Harbor Hotel. Man, the stove is hot. You got a big spread here, so why don't we just jump right in?
We're ready to rock. My recipe is a rustic Maine ravioli with butternut squash, maple bacon, walnuts, and fresh sage. The two things I like about this recipe the most is that a lot of it can be done ahead and then reheated if you're going to celebrate with your family.
Oh, great. Okay.
So what I've done right now is broken down the ingredients. We're going to walk right through the recipe pretty quickly, and then I've got one in the oven warmed like you'd serve at your house for a whole group of people.
Oh,
cool. That's the one for me.
Here's a group of people.
What you want to do, this is available in stores right now, is prepared butternut squash in the same pot of ratio with russet potato, fresh leek, some garlic, and you're going to top this off with a lot of half and half and a little bit of water, and season that generously with salt and pepper. We have ground cinnamon, cumin, and coriander. Cinnamon's a flavor that's traditionally used in a lot of dessert, but when you match it up with more savory, warmer spices, it becomes a whole lot more mainstream, a lot more savory.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So you stew that all together so it gets really nice and soft and becomes this beautiful mixture here after you puree it in a food processor.
Okay.
The moisture content in this product changes a lot depending on the seasons. It's available year-round. So reserve some of the cooking liquid that you've cooked all of the vegetable in and adjust that in your food processor so you get a nice, beautiful, spreadable puree. Okay. At the same, that's the first step. At the same time, we have boiling water. These are pasta sheets that are prepared, also available in the stores. So you can go ahead, if you've got kids, making pasta at home is like a really fun activity. But if you want to go and buy one, there's some excellent products that are already made.
This is interesting. When I hear ravioli, I think of the little squares, but these are kind of big squares.
It's a larger, more rustic, a little more free-form.
Yeah.
But I think when you see them all at the table together, it's a really interesting presentation.
Yeah, I think so.
And the trick when you're cooking any pastas at home, you want salty water as salty as the sea, because the flavor for that whole dish is starting right in that pot where that pasta is going to resonate.
Okay.
So now you've got all your pieces warmed. In a saute pan, we're going to take our lobster meat and our stuffing, and we're going to mix that all together and make the topping. Now I have one, like I said, already 3/4, so we're going to do the topping right now.
Okay.
It's a combination of whole butter. Whoa!
And this is where the lobster comes in, right?
The lobster's in the ravioli. This is the topping.
Okay.
And luckily for us, you want brown butter. So because this pan is ready to make brown butter.
Most chefs probably don't cook on one of these electric glass-top stoves, right?
Good point. Gas is a little easier to control traditionally, but what you want to do is throw as much sage and walnut and bacon for each guest in your house as you think they're going to really love. And you see when it's foaming, the butter solids are starting to cook and toast. Okay, now you want to lay that right off the heat. We'll season that with a little bit of salt and pepper. And these pieces of bacon were cooked at about...
Oh, man, that just like exploded smell-wise.
Yeah.
Those were cooked at 350 for about 6 to 8 minutes till crispy, and then we drizzled Maine maple syrup over each one.
Okay, so you didn't buy the maple bacon already. Maple, you added your own.
It's interesting. There are some products out there in the butcher case where you can say, well, I don't need to go all the way to that expense. I can use this kind of cut. If you see bacon at a wide variety of prices, get the most expensive one. It's going to be the best one no matter what.
Interesting. Okay. Good advice.
Yeah,
so
good tips here.
You could have maybe 6 or 8 of these in an oven on low. Okay. Then what we're going to do is stir this up a little bit. Obviously it's scaldingly hot, but you're smelling things mostly for salt and pepper, and you want to make sure those walnuts are giving off a lot of their inherent oils. Then you want to put this on there like this.
That looks good,
doesn't it?
Looks and smells tremendous.
And the toasty, foamy butter is the sauce.
Okay.
How many sort of renditions of this did you go through to get it just the way that you wanted?
35.
Really? You counted it?
35.
It was 35?
Yeah, I did, because when you're producing recipes on Excel or Word, it counts for you automatically. So I did ask myself, like, how many times did we walk through this? 35 times.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work.
It's a lot
to get to this point.
Because I wanted it to be really simple, and I wanted customers and people at the Harvest on the Harbor, at the Maine Lobster Contest, to see, like, wow, I could really roll up my sleeves and do this for the holiday season coming up.
That is pretty cool. And by the way, we've said it each day so far, but the tickets for the Lobster Chef of the Year contest are already all sold out, but there are still tickets available for some of the other events at Harvest on the Harbor, which is next weekend, so you can go on our websites and find out more about that.
All right,
We're
fork
also going to
time.
get the recipe from Bill to put on our website, too. And Lee's grabbing forks. All right.
Excellent. That's a little warm.
Oh,
All right.
man.
You know what? We're going to have to probably take this downstairs because they're telling us we got to go to bed.
Taking it downstairs. Okay.
All right.
I know it's going to be great.
I can already tell. Thanks so much for coming in, Bill.
You're very welcome.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you
Good
so
luck
much.
next week.